If Milwaukee were hosting 50,000 people right now, the food at this morning's breakfast would have come from local restaurants and catering companies. But because of COVID-19, local eateries are losing out on a lot of money right now. Here to tell us more about the restaurant business, Kristine Hillmer. She's the CEO of the Wisconsin Restaurant Association. Kristine, thank you for joining us. We have that number of 50,000 people in our heads, but to restaurants, what does this mean to them in terms of a loss?
It's just a huge loss. When we first got word that the DNC was going to be heading to Milwaukee, a lot of restaurants and hotels and event facilities invested heavily into updating their facilities and really making them shine for the DNC. And then when we heard, of course, when the COVID hit in March, there were doubts. And as we continued to go on, we knew that all of those investments were going to be for naught because we knew that it was just going to be canceled. It was really not a big surprise when the DNC decided to make it a virtual event a couple of weeks ago.
Apart from the DNC, the city of Milwaukee is trying to get restaurants opened again with customers in seats inside the restaurants. They need to have safety plans, though. What does that look like for a restaurant and coming up with a plan?
Well, we've actually been working hand in hand with the public health department on this. We know that in order for restaurants to survive, we need them to be able to open up safely for their employees as well as their customers. And so in order to do that and be quote unquote phase proof so that you don't have to backtrack if there is an outbreak, they need to have some robust safety plans. And a lot of this is really going to go towards helping build the confidence that eating out is safe. And we feel strongly that when restaurants put these plans into place and really execute them well, that it's really going to help them survive and be an entity that's going to be around after the crisis is over.
So we're in a good place right now because it's nice outside. We can sit on patios. We have a lot of room outside to move around safely. What's going to happen in the fall? How are restaurants going to adapt to not being able to have patio seating, or we have to have all the customers inside?
It really is a huge concern because, as we know, winter is going to come, and in the fall things are going to get cold. So a lot of restaurants right now are using tenting and outside facilities and so on, and those that have an outdoor tent or something that they can use patio heaters, they're going to be able to extend it a little bit longer. But we also know in the middle of January, it's just not going to be possible. So it's a big concern. And that's another reason why these safety plans are so important. If restaurants are able to open up to their max capacity, allowing for social distancing, they have a snowball's chance to actually survive. And that's a pun intended, because when it gets cold, they're just not going to be able to use those extended facilities like they are now.
Kristine Hillmer, let's hope we're in a much safer place in February when it's 20 below outside and everybody wants a hot meal. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.